If you came to our channel to see a very perfect nighttime routine, this is not the video for you. I wish I could say that I perfected our nighttime routine, but often it's crazy, chaotic, and often have a few little tears at the end of the night. Our nighttime routine often starts around 3 p.m. right before we go pick up my son. I always try to do the dishes. It doesn't always happen, but I know by the end of the day that this sink is gonna be filled again. And so I try to get a little ahead of it and see if I can get them done so then I'm not overwhelmed later on in the night. Not always do I have the energy to clean the oven, wipe off the counters, and start sweeping all the floors. And I mean, I sweep a lot. Who doesn't? But this particular day, I did have the energy. I was able to take a little quick 10-minute nap before picking up Maxwell, and that really helped. And so I was able to get a few of the things done. Next up, we had Taekwondo, so I laid that out for the kids. They got dressed themselves, and then of course I had to tie their belts because they're a little complicated, and I still don't know if I'm tying them correctly, but hey, they look pretty good, so I'm gonna say, yeah. You can see that Maxwell is getting frustrated with me. He's had a very long day. I think he woke up super early, and I think that's just normal for kids to get pretty frustrated after school. So I just try to give him some grace and myself some grace as well. This day in particular was an emotional day for me. I was just feeling all the feels. I was exhausted from traveling over the weekend. My parents had left in the morning and I really didn't want them to leave. And if I'm being honest, I was arguing with my husband, and that's just never a good feeling. And I was just trying to not take it out on the kids or anybody else. And I feel like I did a pretty good job, but I definitely fell through in a lot of different places, and that was making dinner. A lot of the times it is a very simple dinner, and that's the best that I can do right now in my life. We always have to get homework done, and after 8 hours of school, it's the last thing Maxwell wants to do. So it is a daily fight, and it's really frustrating on me, and we just do our best, and we try to get through as much as we possibly can. I'm doing my best to be there for Maxwell and Mia, and a lot of the times when Maxwell gets frustrated like this, he often just needs a hug, and I think that goes for a lot of kids. Sometimes they just need a big hug at the end of the day. I know that I do sometimes. I did see a dad on TikTok talk about iPad time and how he doesn't restrict how much time his kids get during the week if they accomplish all of their homework. And so I do allow Maxwell to have a little bit of iPad time after homework while I'm packing his lunch and packing all the snacks for him and Mia for the next day. And I also turn on a show for Mia, and she's really into animal shows on Disney Plus, and I am too, so I always watch that with her. Luckily, it wasn't shower night. We take showers every other night, and that's just because it's already 7 o'clock here, and their bedtime is 7:30, and that's because they get up so dang early. They are just early risers. So they go to bed pretty early. And so I just make sure we have everything laid out for the next morning. It just goes a lot more smoothly if I pack their lunch the night before, get their snacks packed, and lay out their school clothes for the next day, so I'm not running around with my head cut off in the morning because it can be very chaotic. In the morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. and we don't have to be to school till 8 a.m. But for some reason, we're always rushing out the door the last 10 minutes, and it's always an adventure, I'll just say that. Of course, I had to clean the kitchen one more time because I do love waking up to a clean kitchen. Does that always happen? No, sometimes it does. And I quickly realized that Mia did not put her PJs on when I had asked, so had to convince her to put her PJs on and brush her teeth so her dad would not be mad at me. Cute Mia here asked me to give her a big kissy and a huggy. That's what she calls it. So cute. I always brush her teeth for a little bit, and then I always give her a chance just so she can get in the routine of it. And then I came out to the living room and realized Mr. Maxwell was sound asleep. And he was just so tired. I just feel so bad that his days are just so long. So I carried him down to bed, didn't brush his teeth. Sorry, Matt. And made sure that Mia was right behind me so I could put her to bed right after. Bedtime routines can be just exhausting, and the last thing that you want to do is put your kids to bed. But I know that one day I will miss this. I will miss saying prayers with each of my kids and singing them 5 songs each, and it has to be 5. Of course, I do end the night by doing some self-care, not much anymore, but just a little bit. And I came into my bedroom seeing the suitcases, and I could have unpacked those, but not tonight. I wasn't feeling it. I just needed to have some relaxation time and just time on my phone to unwind, because some days you just need to do nothing.